everybody. Hank Sennett from Today Real Estate and Mari Sennett and Associates. Thanks for joining me once again for a little morning coffee. I hope you all had a great week. In our last segment, I shared with you some ideas about what you might think about if you are considering downsizing. This week, I have a couple of thoughts, actually three things, for you to consider if you're thinking about upsizing, moving to a bigger home, moving to a bigger piece of property. Now, the first one might seem painfully obvious, but it's an important one to consider and to be clear about. And it's this: why are you doing this? What's the reason for deciding that you need a bigger house, you need a bigger piece of property? Is it because you want a bigger kitchen? Is it because your family is expanding and you need additional bedrooms? Is it because the kids are getting older and you want a bigger backyard and maybe a pool? Is it because a parent or a grandparent is moving in and you need the additional space and you need the bedrooms reconfigured in a different way? Maybe with a bedroom downstairs and a bathroom downstairs, so that this parent or grandparent can have a little bit of privacy anyway, and you all can have different living spaces. So that's the first thing that you need to be clear about. Why are you doing this? The second thing you need to do is to have an honest conversation with yourself about finances. You may want to do this, but you may not be able to afford it. So it's important to be clear in your mind, what your limits are, what you can and can't do, before you start looking and possibly disappointing yourself. And there's really no need to do that. Let's face it, if you're moving to a bigger home, if you're moving to a bigger piece of property, you may be looking at a larger mortgage. You may be looking at increased taxes. You may be looking at an increase in home insurance. You may be looking at an increase in utilities and maintenance and repairs. So sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself about where you're at financially. If you have a financial advisor, sit down and talk to them, or at the very least, make an appointment and speak with a reputable lender who will be able to give you at least a first cut of what you can realistically afford. And that will do two things. That will help you and your realtor define a price range that you can operate in. And it will also give you that very important pre-approval letter that you have to have when you go to make an offer on a piece of property. The third thing you need to think about if you're going to upsize, move to a bigger piece of property, is how far are you willing to move from where you are? Are you willing to increase your commute by 15 minutes, by half an hour, by maybe an hour? That's going to define the area where you're going to be able to look. By the same token, do you want to stay in the same school district where you are now? Well, it's obviously going to limit where it is you're going to be able to work. Or if a parent or a grandparent is moving in, do you have to be closer to doctor's offices or medical facilities if there are ongoing health concerns? So that's part of the equation as well. So those are three quick things to think about if you think that upsizing is in your future. As always, Mari and I are more than willing to sit down and talk to you about what it is that you're thinking about. You can bounce some ideas off of us. Mari's been doing this for 20 years. There's not a whole heck of a lot that she hasn't seen or dealt with at this point. And she can offer you the perspective of her years of experience. So give us a call at 508-568-8191 or email us at msennett@todayrealestate.com. We're more than happy to come over, chat with you. If we get a sense of what it is that you're thinking about, we may be able to give you some ideas about property that's available. We may be able to tell you, what your home may be worth right now, and that will help the decision-making process as well. And I just wanted to mention as well that we have begun to archive these videos and some of the other social media videos that we do on our YouTube channel, Mari Sennett and Associates. So if you want to go back and look at an older version of this program, Morning Coffee, or some of the other things that we have, posted recently, please check out the YouTube channel, Mari Senate and Associates. And as always, visit our website at www.makeyourmovewithmari.com. This contact information pops up at the end of the video. So thanks for sharing a little bit of coffee with me this morning. In our next segment, I'll have some ideas for those of you who are thinking about getting in the market for the first time. So enjoy your week, and we'll be speaking soon.